Hello, one and all, and welcome to a dramatic finale of the Brewing Labs. Now, for this episode, I decided to have a little bit of fun and actually brew around the card Dramatic Finale. It's a new card from Strixhaven. It's 4 hybrid of Orzhov. Essentially, it's enchantment. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1. As well as whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, create a 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. This ability only triggers once each turn. So what I did here is kind of made a semi-aristocratic token-based archetype with this deck, so here's how it goes. So we're running a few Blood Chiefs first as our 1-drops, mostly just because it's good early game removal. Then we're running stuff like Birth of Meletis to essentially help us get tokens, which, by the way, get buffed with Dramatic Finale, so they can become really good blockers. We're also running Datsos Blessed by the Sun, because it has really good devotion when you have stuff like Dramatic Finale on the field, this being like a 2/6. Very nice. Also another good defensive tool. Plus, also whenever we generate creatures or tokens, whenever they leave the battlefield or enter the battlefield, we gain some life. That's going to be very relevant. We're also running a few Vanishing Verse as our primary removal of the deck, essentially, since there's a lot of monocolored shenanigans going around. Granted, the minute we go against Gagari shenanigans, we kind of wish there's Heartless Act, but on the other hand, I think Vanishing Verse is really good because it also helps us remove problematic enchantments like Banishing Lights, which, us kind of like being a semi-aristocratic deck and having some engines in the deck, it's kind of good that we can remove those as our priority one, so to speak. Then we have Plumb the Forbidden. We have a lot of ways to generate tokens in the deck, so being able to sacrifice those tokens for card draw, very nice. Worst case scenario, it's 2 mana, draw 1 card, and lose a life. Not the end of the world. Then we're running free Heliod Sun Crowns, mostly because it pretty much, not generates, blah. Synergizes with Datsos, Blessed by the Sun, very well, since anytime we gain life, we can buff our creatures, which is very nice. We're also running 2 Bastion of Remembrance, just as a way to semi-protect our board, / also allow us to gain more life, which if we do, hey, then this can either become big, Datsos can become big, any creature we want to become big can become big with the Heliod life gain that we get from the Bastion. Then we're running 1 Callous Blood Mage, mostly as just a tech card. If we need the card draw, we can use the card draw, but mostly it's just the exile really annoying graveyards, just in case we go against like the cycling matchup. Then we're running 1 Veto 4 in the Dusk Rose. Hey, a way to win with our life gaining shenanigans. Anytime we gain life, our opponent loses life, which is very, very nice. I even debate about making this as a 2 of, but I think as a 1 of just so that we can test some more fun cards in the deck. Then we have 2 Woestrider, generates a token, but also allows us to sacrifice our tokens if necessary to drain life if we need to win the game. Also, just being able to scry with the sack ability, very nice. It's also a nice escape creature if we go against the Millie of the Rogue shenanigans. Then, as stated before, Dramatic Finale makes our tokens big, but we're also running free of Blade Historian, which is kind of a last-minute addition, but it's actually kind of been a silly addition to the deck. As stated before, we do have a way to go wide with our tokens, so being able to make all of our tokens that are buffed have double strike, pretty absurd. Also synergizes well with Heliod, since now we have a indestructible 5/5 that could get bigger with double strike when it attacks. That's pretty good. That's actually really absurd. Then our main token generation is Revelant Hoplite, just a 5 mana 1/2, but when it enters the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens equal to your devotion to white. Well, as you noticed, thanks to Dramatic Finale and most of our early game stuff, we're going to have a little bit of good devotion to white, one could say. So even with just 1 Dramatic Finale on the battlefield, this is just essentially 5 mana, generate 5 tokens, which then, with the Dramatic Finale, become 2/2s, so pretty good. We also are running 1 Professor Onyx, mostly just because I like the semi-late game card draw aspect of it, / also it's a nice finisher to help us drain whenever we remove stuff and such. And, of course, if we have like a wide board, this can also be a finisher by just essentially Plumb the Forbidding all of our creatures and then have the Magecraft trigger and drain our opponent's life total. So, just a fun addition into the deck. Yes, technically in the lore, technically Professor Onyx was a Widowbloom professor. We know, but it's just fun to do some Silver Quill shenanigans with this deck. As for our land base, we're running 4 plains, 2 castle lock plains, 4 swamps, 4 of the Pathways of the Orzhov variety, 4 of the Snarrs of the Orzhov variety, or Silverquill, I guess, technically, 4 Temple of Silence, and 4 Fabled Passages. Actually, I'm going to make a one last minute addition because I realized something. We should actually run at least 2 Castle Lock frames, which I think what I'll do with that one is just go 2 less on the swamps, since most of our swamp plays are later down the line. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So, that is the deck. Let's give it a shot on the ladder, shall we? Mostly the reason why I'm deciding to put Castle Ardenfair last minute is because I realized, oh wait, these are tokens that get buffed. So, sometimes it's kind of funny that even during the recording, you're like, oh wait, that's actually would be a nice last minute addition to the deck. Anyway, let's play a few matches of Dramatic Finale and see what shenanigans that it can provide. Shall we? Okay, let's see who our first opponent is. Our first opponent is... Blackfire. Okay, let's see what shenanigans they are providing tonight. Okay, so... pretty decent hand. We got Temple Silence, we got some Snarls. We can try to scry into a land to have these enter in untap, which then allows us to play Daxos. If we can get into one more land, then we can play Dramatic Finale, Revelin Hoplite, go into Play the Historian. Yeah, I like this hand. We're keeping. So it looks like potentially Mono Green Stompy, but it could also be Gagari shenanigans, which, like I said, one of the main weaknesses of this deck is the Gagari deck, which, to be fair, or Widowbloom deck, which, to be fair, our opponent's playing Vraska, they're playing Gagari sleeves, they're playing with the... yeah, they're playing Gagari, so... we're gonna struggle a little bit. Especially if this is the pest deck. But drawing that land is actually nice. So we can play this. We got choices here. We can play the Woestrider, Callous Blood Mage, or Daxos. I think playing Daxos here is the better idea. Because then it could allow us to build into the life gain engine that we're going to do with the turn 4 Dramatic Finale, in theory, turn 5 Revelin Hoplite. And it looks like our opponent's just using the lesson to just generate some resources, which we do not mind whatsoever. That allows us to play the Dramatic Finale. If our opponent then removes the Daxos, then they have to worry about essentially more or less if they remove Daxos, then they have to worry about generating a flying token, which looks like they're going to do just that. Okay, 1 flying token, come right up. Okay, no... Actually, we just played a Blade Historian here, because then we attack in with Sits in the air. Boop, boop. Okay, they're going to get a Containment Breach, so they're going to play that next turn, obviously. So it's better that hopefully we get a land this turn. That way then... well, we didn't get the land, unfortunately, so... I think we're going to have to just say bye to that card, but... what we can do is play the Bastion and have to make our opponent kind of choose. Attack in. They're probably going to block with one of their pests. No? Okay, I am curious. So yeah, our opponent, this Containment breaches the Dramatic Finale. Makes perfect sense. I mean, we're still going to generate about 5 tokens, so... okay, our opponent kind of had a little bit struggle with the lands on that one, but okay, that was a good first game of that. Okay, let's play another round. Bada beep, bada boop, bada boop, ba boo. Okay. This hand is not amazing, but we can scry into some better cards. We got early game removal. Worst case scenario, we can plumb the Forbidden. I don't love this hand, but it's fine. And Birth of Meletis helps the hand quite a lot. Okay, so it looks like our opponent's on potentially some Abzan shenanigans. So we're going to Burfamelitas here. Go get ourselves a plains. Bada beep, bada boop. Okay. That's the most subtle way of saying, hey, I'm the cycling deck I've seen in a while. Okay, so. Hmm. First of all, misplay. I should have played the Snarl rather than the Plains there, but misplay on that part. Second of all, I'm trying to decide whether or not I think I want to hold on the Callous Blood Mage because if this is the cycling deck, which is probably it is, I would rather hold on that card so that we could potentially use it to at least negate Zenith Flare being less effective. Yeah, this is a cycling deck. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I think here we just play the Blade Historian. It's not going to attack yet, but at least it will disincentivize our opponent from attacking it. And yep, there's the Improbable Alliance. There's the Cycling again. Okay. There's the Fairy. Okay, so we're gonna play this. Datsos is nice. I think I keep it. And let's see, our opponent's currently at 4 cycling cards in the graveyard. I'm not really in the mode to wanting to use Callous to empty the graveyard just yet. I think they're going to do another big cycling turn. Yep, they're going to play another thing. They're going to... Wow, they are just going... Okay. Well, okay, so we're first going to play this. I'm going to play the Fabled Passage, just go get another Plains. Or maybe even just a Swamp. We'll just get the last Swamp for our deck since we can use Burfamelitas. Then I'm going to do Callous Blood Mage, gain a life, exile target player's graveyard, aka our opponent's. That way their Zenith Flares are not 100% effective, or at least they would have to rebuild their cycling to have it be effective again, at the very least. Okay, there's Pyromancer, so they're probably going to cycle, make us deal free. They're going to deal 2 in the air, so the... Interesting. Okay. We don't really have an incentive to attack. We might just plumb the Forbidden if they try to remove one of our stuff. Or they're just kind of going in the slow burn methodology of this, which is... Yeah, I think we just kind of have to, so I'm going to sacrifice 2 creatures specifically. We're going to sacrifice the wall and this. We'll still gain life from the life that we're going to potentially lose with this. We'll still lose at least 1 life from this. But we draw 3 cards, which could help us in a pinch here. So let's see. Land, land, land. Whew. Kind of grateful I did that, honestly. I don't like doing this, but like I said, there are some times where you just have to do this for 0. Oi. Our opponent might have this, not gonna lie. Okay, there's the cycling, so let's see what they do here. So they're gonna deal 1 to us, generate a token. They still need to draw one more card. Oh no, they draw the second card. Yeah, so they're probably gonna deal 3 damage to that. We still gain some life, which is good. That is one weakness of this deck, is the fact that we're not running board white since we're kind of trying to run the combo. When we go against a deck that goes wider than us, we are in a bit of a pickle, as you can tell. Do I just draw and lose 5? Probably not. Veto's a nice pickup. Not great, but it's nice. Not great. Yeah, weirdly enough, I think I'm going to play the Datsas here, believe it or not. Okay, yeah, they're going to just try to cycle and try to draw into a second card to remove the veto. Did they get the second cycling card? That they did. Yeah, we're dead here. Because they're going to deal damage to the veto, I'm going to make a presumption. Yep. Well, we gained some life. Let's draw a card, see what we would have drawn into. Dramatic Finale. Let's see. They currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're just going to say good game. They got this. Oi! Owie kabowie. Cycling's a good deck. But yeah. Let's see who our next opponent is. Annihilation. Well, this should be interesting. Okay, this hand is... well, we got Heliod into Dramatic Finale. Sure, we'll give it a shot. Hopefully you're going to scry into a 4th land. Well, yeah, that's what we're looking for. Okay, I'm guessing... Berserkers? Or just a interesting addition to mono red, so... Yeah, the play here is we're probably going to just play Heliod right on curve and then play the Dramatic Finale. 7 Dwarf shenanigans? Okay, I'm down. Oh, this might be Dwarf Tribal, where they essentially run stuff like... the 4-mana spell that essentially allows you to create a dwarf creature with every, something. But yeah. For now, though, we're just going to do this. Get a Plains. Play Dramatic Finale. And swing in for 5. And if we can draw an untapped mana source, thanks. Thanks, opponent. Well, if they have removal, they might just try to remove it now so that Heliod's not a permanent anymore. Okay. So, that's good play. So we're going to play the Birth of Melitus. Gonna go get ourselves a Plains. Then play the Bastion of Remembrance. Mate's a 2 token. We're gonna swing in for 5 again. Plus, then now if they don't remove the Dramatic Finale, we can make a bunch of tokens. Okay, there's a dragon. We're just going to block. We'll be dealt 1 damage. Not the end of the world. There is also an argument that if we draw an untapped mana source, we might just play Professor Onyx and make them force to sack the dragon. Well, that's an untapped mana source. Yeah, I think we don't go greedy. We play Professor Onyx here. We -3, force them to sacrifice the dragon. Oh no, wait, it's greatest power, so they could actually sacrifice the door. Oh, that was kind of a misplay. I mean, I think we still got the game, but that was a brain fart. It's not converted mana cost, it's power. Whoops. That was a brain fart to my part. But yeah, chances are our opponent is... Actually, our opponent's in an interesting position here. They might just have to save up the blocker. No, they decided to go in, so that tells me that they have another creature. Let's see what they do here. Oh, they're just going Doomscar approach. And lucky enough, Hilliard has indestructibility, so that did not work at all. But still, good game. Anyway, I think we have enough time for one more game, and then we'll do the wrap-up. Bada beep, bada boo! We're going against an MTG Arena player. Okay, the usernames tonight has been interesting. Okay, this hand's interesting. The thing is, we do have Vanishing First, we do have Datsos, we have Dramatic. This is definitely one of my more sketchier keeps, I'm not gonna lie, but I think we can make it work. There we go, we'll keep that on top. That way then we can play that, hold up the Vanishing First, and then play this on turn 3 at the very least. So let's see what our opponent's playing. They're playing a little bit of a forest. Okay. So we'll hold up the Vanishing First. 5-color drink? Could be 5-color drink. Well, in that case, we'll just play a Temple here. Bastion of Remembrance can stay on the top. It could be Shrines, which will make the factor... Okay, so, yeah, they're ramping. Yeah, I think we want to Vanishing First that. So then we'll play the Finale. See if our opponent has a response to Finale. So we don't really know what their second... I guess now we know their second color. So Ramp Shenanigans, it seems to be the case. Okay, so we're going to do this. Go get a Plains. Play Datsos. Play Bastion of Remembrance. Gain some life. Okay. Yep, that's a Vorinclex. We'll take the 6 for now. We'll see what we scry into. We're going to keep that on top. I got an idea. First, we're going to replay Datsos. We're going to keep the one that doesn't have Summoning Sickness. That allows us to gain some life and drain some opponent's life there, but allows us to make a token too, which can be nifty in a minute. We're going to swing in, take that. And if our opponent does try to remove our stuff with like a board wipe or something, we could just plumb the Forbidden and draw a ton of cards. So what are they going to try to banish in light here? That? Okay, so we're going to say 2. Draw a Harplight. Draw another Dramatic Finale. Perfect. So they put that... it's like Path of the World Tree shenanigans, which tells me that they probably have a World Tree in their deck. They're going on the defensive here. Well... we're going to remove that. Swing in for 2. They are pretty close with the... okay, Elspeth's Nightmare, so that could be a problem. Yeah, they want to draw a new grip on our turn. That makes sense. Well, let's see what we got here. So, we're going to play the finale. We're going to play the Pathway. Our opponent's going to look at our hand and realize that they can't discard a Relevant Hoplite unless they have, like... so, yeah, there's the World Tree, as we suspected. That I was not suspecting. Okay, and our opponent took a Bastion, which... that's not good. That is good, though. Do we have enough mana? 1, 2... yeah. We do. Okay, so our opponent now needs a board wipe. They're going to exile Heliod. Makes perfect sense. We were suspecting that. Now they need a board wipe. If they don't got the board wipe, we got this. That will help, but it doesn't help totally. That will help. Yeah, that stinks. Okay, now we need a top deck of Vanishing Verse. Veto is nice, though. I don't think this works, but, let's find out. Yeah, I figured that was the case, but, So yeah, this looks like a World Tree Super Friends list. And our opponent took our Graveyard Hate, and they got Eerie Ultimatum, which, uh-oh. Okay, so they play Heliod. They play Bastion, which was what we suspected. Okay, we really just need a top deck of Vanishing Verse. If we can top deck a Vanishing Verse, then what we can do is we can remove the shield and then try to go in and get some damage. Which technically from Life Drain, so... I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to boop, boop, boop. Draw a card. Yeah, I think really our play here is we gotta remove either Tybalt or Kaya. Yeah, Tybalt's gotta go. And I forgot about the second part of the shield. That's an oops. Oh boy. And that's not a good sign. That means our opponent's going to be drawing out a lot of stuff. And of course, they take out that because that could cause lethal. At least they don't have haste. That's the thing that's going to benefit us here. So yeah, we're just going to chump block the token. Yes! 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get all the copies. Get all the drain from the bastions. Sure, they're going to get some tokens. We don't care. We're going to drain our opponent, and then with all that, we do the Professor Onyx triggers. Yes! Woo! Now that is a way to end the video. Splendorona to the pepperoni. Anyway, let's do the quick wrap up. Okay, so overall, I do like this deck. I will say, one variation I did have fun with is I did a Mardu variation in the past where I run stuff like Krotza as well as essentially Hoffrey. Mostly just, and stuff you could also run in stuff like the Luminous Broodmoth and such, mostly just because it automatically sacked itself, which then synergizes with Dramatic Finale by giving you automatically a token and such, so that's definitely one approach you can do. Other cards you can definitely try in the deck, like I said, one of this main deck's weaknesses is board wipes, so you could probably run stuff like Extinction Event, or if you go into the Mardu variation, maybe Ruinous Ultimatum or stuff. The only catch-22 with that is, like, with this deck's design, we do want to build board presence, so it's kind of, you have to have, like, a situational board like Extinction Event to be very cautious of that. Other than that, maybe some more early game removal could also help out a lot. Like, of course, as I mentioned before, we were testing Vanishing Verse, but you could definitely run stuff like Heartless Act, essentially, and all the other good early game removal. And that is the finale. At least for the deck design. We're still going to make some more Brewing Labs episodes throughout the weeks and such, so it's not the finale of the season or anything. You know, pun. Nevertheless, thanks for all who watched this video. If you like the deck and want to see more, just like and subscribe, and comment on a card you might want me to brew around for next week. Nevertheless, I hope you all have a lovely night or day where you're at. This is LevDev, signing out. Bada beep, bada boop.